Brad, man, since we were last on the show, you are now a proud owner
Man,
of an Evercade VS Founders Edition.
I know. I'm an Evercadian now.
Wow, welcome to the club.
Man, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. All right, all right, all right. Evercade is bringing up the heat, bringing us Atari. And who do we have here?
Dude,
Brooklyn Menace. Welcome to the show, brother.
what a great surprise this morning when I woke up. I did not even expect this. Out of nowhere, that video drops.
I
And
mean,
then I'm so glad that I went and checked Fun Stock just to see if they were on sale.
Atari. And you know what Atari means? We're getting
Dude,
berserk. Look who else we got here. Steps
Brad,
Gaming. Welcome to the stream.
Welcome.
Brad,
You're
I
I'm
know
not
you've
really
been
live. I'm not really live. It's a restream, right? No, I'm just kidding.
Brad, I know
Not
you've
really.
been living your life like a rock star all summer.
I know.
And
I
when I
woke up
was
today at 4
messaging
o'clock
you
in the
and I
afternoon.
wasn't seeing your little
Almost missed
icon
out.
pop up,
Mhm.
I was like, please wake up, Brad. You're gonna miss it. But it was we'll get into it, but I'm glad it worked out in the end and you have one because
It did
not
work out.
only
I got a
that I know
very
you
missed
you
out on this.
love
Mhm.
you're really loving the Evercade, but I
I
know
love
how
the
much you love
Atari.
Atari.
I'm an
So
Atari fanatic. I mean, so like Atari and Evercade together. Let's say hello. We got a lot of people in the chat. We got Rob Cat, more hardware, more ecosystem points of entry, bigger user base, greater positioning for licensing. Let's go. That's right, man. We got Mike Hawk. He's checking in, letting us know he's here. Got our favorite moderator, Jason. We got Goofy Foot. He says he's got wood. Decapod is here. I'm not going to read that. Evercadians assemble, of course. We've got Brooklyn Menace here. So glad you could join it. This was a very last minute pop up stream. I just sent out invites. Whoever could make it made it. Glad you're here, Brooklyn. Glad you're here, Steps. Got E. Leo here. Goofy Foot put a link up where you can order the Atari Wood Green Edition.
yeah, if you want it, I'm telling you, don't sleep on it
Don't sleep
because
on it. They're going to sell out, and this is going to be a super collectible.
yeah, it'll be gone.
2,600 made.
There's
And then
only
they're gone.
2,600 made. They are
Numbered.
individually numbered, so
Uh-huh.
they're not going to make any more. I already know the deal when Fun Stock gets any kind of limited Evercade drop. They always sell
Go
out,
fast.
and
I
then
missed the first, like I said, that initial blast. I missed, and look who we got joining us! Boom! We got the Herb Wars.
Herb Wars.
Woo!
ran
What's
into
up, guys?
Herb Wars at too many games over the weekend. It was so great to see him.
Stream Herb Wars.
Oh
We
yeah.
got all 4 boxes filled now. Now it feels like a show.
Yeah, and I just did something stupid.
Did you just get one?
Yeah, I did.
You need to get this, Steps. If nothing else, I
I
guarantee you'll
bought.
be able to get.
I was like, you can't go wrong with the wood grain because even if I get it and I want to sell it, it'll be worth more than what I
You'll be able to
paid
get
for
your
it.
money out of it. If you decide that you don't want it, you'll be able to definitely get your money out of it.
Why would you want to sell it?
Why would you?
I don't
ever
know.
wanna
I got the title one that I could put cartridges in. It's the
I
same
gotta
thing.
say,
right?
you know, it's always in the back of your head. Oh, I should grab another one to sell, but at the same time, I'm such a fan of this, and I don't want to be that guy that is greedy and that
Me either. I
someone
just
that really
ordered
wants
one,
it can't
like,
get it.
You
Even though I'm
was
sure that
like,
there
if I order 5
are
of
those
these,
people out
then
there buying 50 of
then
them.
I thought, like, if I order 5 of them, that means 4 people that could have had one lose out. So I just ordered one for myself. How about you, Herb Wars? Did you get one of these, or are you waiting on it?
Yeah. I ordered it. I woke up at my normal early in the morning 5 a.m. and it was already on the Discord. So that's how I picked it up right. And then Brooklyn messaged me a little bit later, and he told me about it too.
Of course, we're talking about. Let's see. We're talking about here is this bad boy right here.
Yeah.
This one
Yep.
actually, that one is actually sold out, I believe. But you can still get. Let's see.
You can get it for
Oh, it's
$7
sold out already?
more. You can pay $7 more and get the case anyway.
It's sold
It's
out.
$12.
in-
It's
Like, if you
$12 for the case.
pre-order now,
that bundle
Instead of
sold out in
5.
about
that
2
bundle
hours.
sold out. But look,
Yeah,
you
but
can
you can
get
buy the thing
you
separate.
can get them separate. Yeah. So you
Yeah.
just go to right here, pre-order now. Let's see if they still have them or they're sold out. So they're still available. It says add to cart. So you could still grab one if you want one, but it's not going to be long.
That's the
And this
last
is-
one. Now some
this
poor
is gonna
guy is
be-
trying to
this
add
is-
it to his cart.
This is going to be sold out, and that's why
Yeah,
I
I
felt
just
like we
bought
better
one,
make a
so-
stream so we can let the people that watch Evercadian's channel know that I don't want people to miss out on this, because this is very limited. There's only going to be 2,600 of these mugs made, then they're gone forever. I had a comment from Jason. Let's see. I first saw the announcement when the regular edition of Atari and Technos. Figured maybe I'll pick one up when they're launched. When I saw the limited wood grain, he pre-ordered immediately. He made the wise choice. And got one immediately. We got Biggie D checking in. Good to see you.
You know, you
Now-
have a huge built-in library of Atari games on this thing, 50
I'm
games,
gonna-
which is crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this is not a FOMO thing because like if you sit, I mean, I'm not trying to like show FOMO or anything, but like I waited on those Lynx cartridges. I was like, when I first started collecting Evercade, I could have gotten those Lynx cartridges for $18 each. And I was like, I'll just wait. And guess what happened, Steps? Now, if I want to get them, I'm looking at $50 each.
I think I paid $20 each or something. For
So, I mean,
them.
like, you know, some of
Yeah.
this stuff, like, you could wait, but you could also pay, you know, through the nose if you want it later.
Well, this
So-
is different. I mean, this is a limited edition. When they say 2,600, that's 2,600 worldwide. That isn't just America.
Because it's through Fun Stock.
It's wherever Fun Stock ships to in the world. So, yeah, it's not that many.
I kind of look at the case isn't a big deal. They'll always be able to get a case down the road. It's not a
Yeah,
special case.
what
It's just
was-
a black case.
What was nice is if you got it, the bundle with the case, I think they only charged $1 more as part of the bundle.
Yeah, some people might not know what we're talking about. What are these crazy Evercadians talking about? I'm gonna show the video real quick. I'm gonna turn the sound off so I don't get a copyright claim, but we're gonna watch a video. And I can. That's gonna get me with the copyright claim. Hold on a second.
I was
gotta
dancing
get
to
it
the
right
music.
on. I know. I'm gonna get the
Is that right?
copyright claim. That might have got me already.
That
huh?
song is a copyright claim?
I don't know. I don't care. I can edit later. Let's just watch it.
Regular
The ones that are going up.
Oh, the
Brad, I
regular-
still
Yeah.
There is a list out there if you want to.
I have something prepared. Hold on a second. Watch this. Through
Okay.
the magic that is YouTube, I'm going to share a different screen, and we're going to have the whole games list in front of us in a second. So watch this. Boom. It's like magic. And here we go, guys. Let's do the Atari one first because
it's a big list.
I'm a huge Atari fan. 50 Atari games, including games like Missile Command, Food Fight, Crystal Castle, Centipede, and Asteroids. Right there alone is enough to get you. But man, look at this killer's row of games. I mean, if you love Atari, first off, you get Arcade Asteroids, Arcade Berserk. I mean, I was shocked when I saw Berserk was on this. I was like, woohoo, Berserk.
That'll translate well to a handheld, and so will a lot of the 2600 games.
Berserk. Portable Berserk, Portable Frenzy.
Yep, Frenzy.
I don't know how some of these trackball games will work.
I don't know how Crystal Castles is
I've
going
been
to play.
surprised the
Yeah.
way they've converted some of the games to work better than I thought they would. But so you've got Canyon Bomber Arcade, which is a classic Atari game. You got Liberator Arcade. You got
Liberator's
Lost
great.
Tomb, which is great. Lost
Millipede.
Tomb is a Stern game. They probably got it when they got Berserk and Frenzy. So you get Lost Tomb, Millipede, Missile Command, Night Driver. I mean, look at this. Look at this list.
Was Centipede not on there? Millipede is
That's
there?
the
Yeah.
arcade
Centipede's
night
on
driver.
They have, I think, the home versions of Centipede. Let's keep going. Pong, Skydiver,
Adventure.
Super Breakout, Adventure, Aqua Adventure, the M Network version of Dark Cavern for the 2600, so an Intellivision title. Gravatar. Go ahead, Herb.
That's Night Stalker for Intellivision. Dark
Night
Cavern.
Stalker. Okay. So
Yeah.
you're getting. I mean, I'm just right here. Like they got me this first little row. I already see tons
Sure.
of stuff that I'm just having this in my pocket. You know, If you would have told Papa Brad when he was in the golden age of arcades that one day he'd be able to pull out Frenzy out of his pocket or Berserk and play it, I would have said, you're crazy. And then I'm going to have Asteroids and
That
Missile
grandma's
Command.
going to be hyped.
Like grandma, I mean, she's stoked. Street
Papa
Racer.
Brad's gonna have video pinball in his pocket.
I know,
Don't play video pinball. You might throw the whole thing in the garbage.
The worst version of Tempest ever made, the Atari 2600 Tempest. I mean, that one they could have skipped. Some of these I don't know. I don't know much about Submarine Commander. Wizard? Have you ever heard of that one? I haven't heard of that one. Oh, but look at this. Yar's Revenge. I mean, the 2600 version, that is a definition of an Atari S tier 2600 game. Yar's Revenge is fire. What do y'all think so far?
I'm in.
So far, it's
100%.
great.
Yeah.
Mike Hawk would have liked to see Food Fight Arcade, but you got the second best option, which is the 7800 version.
7800 version. We haven't even gotten into that. So far, we saw the Atari, the 2600. Now we're moving to the 5200 games, which they have that weird joystick for the 5200. But you got some good games. Bounty Bob, Strikes Back, Countermeasure, Final Legacy, Miner 2049er.
Oh, they use the 7800 version of Centipede.
I love Alien Brigade.
This must be a homebrew Zari Arena. But now 7800 games. Look at this killer's row of 7800s. These are like some of these are cartridges you can buy from Atari right now. You got Alien Brigade, Asteroids, Centipede 7800, which is like these two are super playable. Like to have a pocket version of these,
they'll probably play better.
Great.
Yeah.
Dark Chambers, which is like kind of like a Gauntlet clone. If you haven't played it, it's great. 7800,
popular game.
One of the most expensive 7800 carts to collect is Desert Falcon, and guess what? Comes on this thing stock. You get it. Everyone gets it. Desert Falcon. Food Fight, Fatal Run, Ninja Golf. I mean, this is a killer. If you're a fan of Atari, they're bringing you some of the best games right off the bat. I mean, it's insane. Steps. You want to read off some of these Lynx games for me?
Yeah, Basketball Lynx. That is on the cartridge. Checkered Flag, Dirty Larry, Renegade Cop, Kung Food. What's underneath?
That's a good game.
What else we got here?
Robo Squash, Lynx,
Scrapyard Dog, Super Asteroids and Missile Command, Turbo Sub, and Warbirds. Yes, I think half of those are on the cartridges, or at least a good handful of them.
So pretty amazing game list for this Atari Super Pocket. I'm pretty excited for it. I actually like the red and black too. It looks good. Like the standard edition looks good. Like there's nothing wrong. Like the standard edition, I think will do really well too. I mean, once Amazon gets these, I think they're going to sell a ton of these. You know,
I like it better actually. I mean, I ordered the wood grain, but I'm going to order that one too. I think it looks cooler.
So let's see. We got Shotgun Sean coming in the chat. Good to see you, Sean. If you haven't checked out that gaming show, it was on earlier tonight. Great show. Make sure you stop by their channel and drop them a sub.
I think Sean picked one up live during the show.
Okay, we got Arcade Berserk is also a Stern arcade title purchase. I know Atari bought a bunch of the Stern arcades. Robcat would like to see trackballs be supported in the future.
There's been rumors about a special controller for the past year or so, but they haven't released it yet. And in fact, that's what most people thought that the hardware was going to be instead of the alphas. But
yeah, actually, the Food Fight arcade is cool, but I think probably the joystick controls would work better on the console version because I think the arcade Food Fight used like one of those analog joysticks. I'm pretty sure, but I could be wrong. But I think the 7800 version will probably work better as far as porting it.
yeah, we have the 7800 version on, what is it, Atari 1 now? Or is it that second collection? Yeah, it plays really well.
Jason says that Bounty Bob Strikes Back is mega expensive for the 5200. If you want the real cart.
And the other thing about the 5200, if anybody here plays an original 5200, you know how hard it is to actually play those consoles because it powers through the actual auxiliary cord. So like those consoles are really hard to play. So it's pretty cool that we're getting 5200 games.
Okay.
But that's not
And the
it, Papa
controller.
Brad. There was another Super Pocket.
There's
announced
another
today.
Super Pocket. Can we watch a video again? Because I want to
Yeah,
watch a video one more
let's
time.
do
Let
it.
me get a double copyright strike. This will double my work.
Sounds good.
Oh man,
Okay.
down to
Here we
2
go.
cents now.
I know. No sense. Whole nother one. We got the
Whole
double
nother one.
shot. A whole nother.
And what's great about this
Super
one is
double
this one
dose.
is stacked with all the games that are on the most expensive Evercade cartridge, and one that a lot of people aren't going to be able to get.
And I mean,
Now they'll be, if they want to have those
I mean,
games and
I'm
play
a
them, they'll have them on
massive
here.
fan of beat 'em ups, and Double Dragon was one of the first ones. So I mean, we get basically not only did we get Double Dragon, but I think we got one of my favorite beat 'em ups of all time on here too, which a game that I think is better than Double Dragon. So let's check out the list. 15 highly acclaimed arcade games. Double Dragon, River City Ransom. What do you think about that game?
Classic.
Classic. And Double Dragon was never on Evercade. They only had Double Dragon 2 and 3.
This is the arcade version.
Yeah.
Not the home version, the arcade version of Double Dragon. I hope they get the slowdown right.
They got both versions of Double Dragon.
It's a bit tricky. It's a bit tricky to do it right. All right, iArcade actually hit it perfect with this. They had the perfect amount of slowdown. So we have Double Dragon, River City Ransom, Double Dragon 8-bit. What is that, NES? When they say 8-bit?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Double Dragon 2, The Revenge. Double Dragon 3, The Rosetta Stone. We get, look at the Double Dragons.
Double Dragon for Game Boy.
The Game Boy. Look at that. Then we got arguably one of my favorite beat 'em ups of all. I've played through this entire game with Steps, the Combat Tribes. Steps, tell us a little bit about Combat Tribes.
It's better than Double Dragon. I think
It's
that
a
if
good
you
game.
it's a really good beat 'em up, and highly recommend. I don't know what else to say to that.
This is one of those golden age cuts that I love. Minky Monkey. This game is surprisingly addictive. I held the leaderboards on this when it was on iArcade. I held the leaderboards for a long time on this game. This is a great game. You got Mysterious Stones, another deep cut. The only reason
You mastered that one too, Brad.
I was going to say, didn't you do a video on that?
I've done a bunch of videos on these games. This game too is another one that it never made it to the United States, so we never got to see it. That's the only reason people don't know it. This game was released during the video game crash, so it kind of got cheated. It probably would have been right up there with a lot of other golden age arcade games, but because of its timing, it never got any light. Renegade.
So this Super Pocket is pretty much like a mix of the Technos arcade cartridge and the Technos home collection cartridge. And then you got a few games sprinkled in that weren't on either of them.
Was Renegade on either of them? Is it one of those ones that's not on other ones?
I don't think it was, because Renegade's an NES game.
Okay.
Well, and it's also I think it's an arcade game. I know I have it on the NES. That's a really good beat 'em up. It's fairly short too.
And I don't believe Super Double Dragon.
If you're a fan of beat 'em ups, this one's pretty hard to beat. I mean, look how many beat 'em ups you got. This is like a beat 'em up tribute almost. Look how many beat 'em ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I'm guessing that's the arcade port because it doesn't say 8-bit.
9 beat 'em ups. Pretty crazy. Crash in the Boys Street Challenge.
Super Dodgeball, was that on Super NES?
That's on NES.
Oh, NES. Okay, Super Dodgeball was the original title. It wasn't just called Dodgeball. Okay. Super Dodgeball in the arcade, I really, really like. I wish they had that, but it looks like it's
That might, I don't know, because it's not saying 8-bit version.
Might be the arcade version. Super Double Dragon 16-bit. What console would that be off of?
Super NES.
Super Nintendo. Okay. Mm-hmm. Super Spike Volleyball. And Blockout. Blockout's a pretty weird game. I've played that one a few times. It's pretty crazy. It's like almost like a 3D Tetris. Like the perspective's all crazy on it.
That was on the iArcade too, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of these were. So let's get a look. It's baby blue and white. Looks good. The white buttons, white D-pad.
One thing that surprised me today that they didn't drop another like limited dual pack like they did with the first one. I expected that.
Like the clear ones.
And I'm still up in the air. What do you think, Herb? Do you think that they're gonna do
Checking the
a
chat.
limited for the Technos as well?
Well, that was funny because when I pre-ordered the Atari one, I kept looking for the Technos one and I couldn't find it on the website. So I was like, then I realized they didn't have one. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they won't. Even though I think that they would sell it because Technos is really sought after right now. Those cartridges. I mean, and you're getting everything in this little handheld. So
It'd be nice if they did. I could tell you this. What they've done so far with the limited version on the Atari is like way better and way more creative than what they did with the limited on the first two. Basically, on the first two, the difference was the case is clear. They're still kind of like the same color, but the cases are clear. You can see through them. And but they did come in the same box together. It's like a dual pack. So I was 100% expecting that. Is when I saw the video drop, I was immediately on Fun Stock.
Comment here from Shotgun Sean. It's cool how we can get excited for license releases like this. We have other ways to play them now, even with the Ever SD. Just have a cart with a physical case and booklet means so much. Physical media, and that's really the cool part of me. This is part of, I think, of my Evercade addiction is the collectability. It's just collecting something, and I'm enjoying it. Ichabod Crane just got his Team 17 cart.
Yeah, it's a good cartridge. I hear a lot, like, it's funny how you can get excited for things that we already have. I love the collectability aspect of it. Kind of think about it like these people that collected every Game Boy color and all the different varieties of those. They don't take up a lot of space. They look cool, and you can use them. You can enjoy them as well. And when people, I hear so much in chat rooms, it's like, why do we need another one? Why do we need this? Why do we need that?
But you can play all these on a Raspberry Pi. But
it's not about that, Brad. What I'm saying is why you need it is because you don't have to buy it. There's other people that are jumping into Evercade that might be brand new, and this is the first thing they're going to get. So everything is not out there for everybody.
Absolutely.
People, everything that Evercade has put out this year, there's always that group of people out there that are complaining about it. And if it's not for you, that's fine. Like, they're like, well, why did they do this or why did they do that? Well, because there's more people in this world that enjoy Evercade than just you. There's new people getting into it, and now they have the opportunity. You have a variety out there. You may get someone who doesn't even care about Evercade, but is just a huge Atari fan that would want this.
I'm surprised. Like, I've been carrying. Now I have this one. I have the Capcom one. I've been carrying this thing around with me everywhere, and every once in a while,
you bought the Capcom one too.
I got them all, Steps. I only have 5 cartridges left to have a complete collection.
When did you buy the Capcom one?
I just got it. I just got it in.
I almost brought mine to too many games, but we had the VS there.
The thing that's cool about these too, if you go to a convention and you're looking at anything Evercade, you could always plug the card in if you have one of these to make sure it works. Because sometimes the cards can get damaged or they cannot fire up. So definitely if you go to a convention, this would be if you're looking at Evercade stuff. You might want to bring one of these with you anyway, just to be able to check to see if you buy anything, right?
Did you ever get a bad card? Or you might be the one responsible for breaking it from some of the things I've read. People put a cartridge in the Super Pocket, and then it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, there we go.
I was going to say, Steps, you probably don't want the Capcom one, because if you played Street Fighter with that D-pad, you would want to throw it.
Yeah.
Have you played it on there?
Yeah. It's a little. You can't really do dragon punches or anything, but it's still pretty cool to have.
It's cool to have it, but it's probably not like the other Capcom games would be better, like some of the beat 'em ups and stuff on there.
Sure. I don't think the Super Pockets are good for any of the vertical shooters as well. Not because the games aren't good, but because you're already working with a pretty small screen. So then to have the game even smaller, it's really better and takes better advantage of games that fill out the whole screen.
I was playing, what was I playing on there? Fire Shark or something. It wasn't that bad. It was okay. But yeah, you're right. It would be better to have a bigger screen.
I found the way to enjoy my Super Pocket.
Would be totally playable.
All I do is put like a pair of low power reading glasses on, and it's freaking crystal clear.
That's what I do too. Like if I'm playing something where I need to read something. Some games you don't need to read anything. You're just running around jumping. You're like a cat, like Captain Commando. I mean, what are you going to really read? Final Fight. What do you need to read in that game? Nothing. Yeah, but some of them, like if you're playing like something, like one of the Evercade cards, you might have to read, right?
See, on that one, the best would be the Loot Master because that fills the whole screen.
Yeah, the
I
Loot
wish
Master.
they would have.
As far
I
as
wish
like
they
the
would have
shoot
put
'em ups.
Mega Man 2 on that one, but they only put Mega Man 1.
That's the NES version though, too, huh? You getting the original
Yeah,
Mega
I
Man. That's
mean-
probably the most nostalgic version.
2 is
2 is better.
2 is considered the definitive Mega Man 2, and then
Okay.
the second choice would be
2
3.
and 3. Yeah.
2 and 3. Okay. This is the title one. I've had this one for a while. I've been using the heck out of it.
Yeah, I'm going away Saturday. I'm bringing mine with me.
Dude, you have to play some Growl. Growl is awesome. It's a beat 'em
Growl's
up.
great. Yeah.
Really cool. Of course, you got one of my favorite arcade games. There's a lot of good ones on here, but Elevator Action, I've been playing the heck out of that. I've always loved that game. Then we got, let's look at the Atari one more time. So, man, they're killing it. I mean, hardware, four of these mugs, 4 different options.
They said there was going to be more.
I'm still in shock. I mean, having Berserk, and the best thing is Berserk is going to play great on it. I mean, it's got the right screen orientation. It's going to be great. I can't wait. Just Berserk Frenzy.
Well, now don't you wish there was a cartridge with Berserk on it?
I do wish they could get an Atari. I would probably buy if they had came up with an Atari arcade collection too, maybe.
I bet you they could only make a digital deal with Atari now because Atari's selling cartridges, and they probably don't want other companies making cartridges.
Well, they did release an Atari 26 enhanced version of Berserk a couple months ago. I don't know if you picked that up or not.
Yeah, on the VCS has been getting some new game drops since they acquired Intellivision, which is interesting. Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
More fun stuff to add to the collection.
One more look at the Atari in the red. We'll take one more quick look at the Technos in the baby blue. Blue and white. Yeah, these are pretty cheap. I mean, I think when they come to Amazon, what are they, about $60? It's not an expensive thing to collect. I mean, for the price of less than one new game on a modern game system, you can get this with all these other games. And it's basically a consoleized Evercade. So you can also play any Evercade cartridge on it. I think these are a home run for, I mean, this is a low entry point to get into playing Evercade games, I think. What do you guys think?
They are. I'm kind of curious to why they felt the need to have a different name for it, HyperMegaTech versus the Evercade name. But other than that, I mean, it makes sense.
Well, I think it's because originally Blaze was against like the whole online store aspect of it, even though it's not an online store. Like they didn't want to have digital only games because their whole point of the Evercade was physical cartridges. But when they released the EXP, it came with the Capcom, and then they were able to get Capcom only if it was digital. So I think that's why they did it, honestly, because they were trying to keep their Evercade fans.
It's definitely
happy.
a huge part of it. I mean, the physical media is definitely a massive part of the whole Evercade thing. I mean, if it wasn't physical media, I mean, that's a huge part of it, I think. What do you think? I mean,
I think I like erbwars shirt, man.
I do too, man. Look, that's a Brooklyn Menace shirt.
I don't even have that shirt.
A Friday Night Arcade shirt.
Brooklyn, I don't even have a sticker. You've been stingy.
They're coming out.
I got a bunch.
Where are my stickers?
I got a bunch.
Erbwars, do you have Brooklyn Menace stickers? I don't have a single sticker for Brooklyn
So
Menace.
do my kids. My
I
kids
love
have
stickers.
them too.
I was giving out a ton of stickers at Too Many Games.
So talk a little bit about Too Many Games and that content's on your channel now. Talk a little bit about it, Brooklyn.
It was, as always, a great time, and what made it so much better this year was I wasn't there by myself, just walking around annoying people. I had my friends with me. We just had a great time. I didn't buy a thing. That wasn't my reason for going. Like, my whole reason for going was to hang out. It was such a huge surprise running into erbwars there.
Yeah, and Erbwars was there too. Look at that. Erbwars and Brooklyn were
I left
there.
him alone with Kevgret because I was live streaming and he had his family with him. So I just hung out for a few minutes and then took off and then wound up losing Kevgret for about 2 to 3 hours. Ichabod Crane showed up that day. didn't even know he was there. He was in the arcade hustling everybody.
Yeah,
He
I
took
enjoyed
over Mortal Kombat,
the
then took
Jenga
over
video.
NBA Jam.
The
The
Jenga
Jenga
is
video,
great.
yeah.
That is a classic. That's going to live on your channel for a long time. That was definitely a classic, you know.
Those were big, heavy Jenga pieces, and when that thing
Oh,
went
man, that
down,
is a crazy
oh, it
video.
was so loud.
Poor people have to clean up your Jenga mess.
Well, I blamed it on the guy that picked up the pieces and then ran off.
Oh my goodness.
There was no Sonic Girl though.
They said these are Mike Hawker says these are supposed to be the value products to compete with My Arcade or the impulse buy stuff on the retail shelves.
These are better
Absolutely.
quality.
Yeah.
This is better quality than My Arcade. Nothing against My Arcade, but this Evercade stuff is better quality. I would have to say 100%.
Yeah, they are solid little.
You know who else has been super busy? You know, I'm going to pop the camera in full screener. Steps Gaming. Tell us a little bit about what you've been up to, because you've been a busy camper.
I've been to 22 theme parks since April.
And how
Wow.
long? In about a month. 22 theme parks in a month.
A couple months.
Yeah, it's insane. Tell us a little bit about some of your videos, and tell us about your new channel.
Well, Theme Park Plunge has just hit 500 subs. I went from 80 to 500 between April and July 2nd. Today is when I hit 500. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that I've done a lot of traveling, I think, right? I have been to anywhere from small parks like Waldameer in Erie, Pennsylvania, Michigan's Adventure, to large parks like Disney and Universal, you know, Cedar Point, Kings Island. I've been all over the East Coast for the most part so far. I still gotta get to Eastern Pennsylvania. I've been to Western Pennsylvania, and I need to get to maybe even like Boston or something. But my summer of adventure is kind of winding down. We're gonna be on like a 1 trip per month basis now, which is nice. But I got a bunch of content still to come from my last trip, because I was just gone for about 2 weeks from the touring the South. Had an interview with the general manager of Six Flags over Georgia, which is on the Melanin Coaster Network. That was a pretty cool interview, and we'll see what's next. Silver Dollar City is supposed to be next, so we'll see if I go somewhere before then. But I don't think I will.
Excellent. Shout out to Gotham City Arcade for joining us. Go sub to his channel if you're not already subscribed. Thank you for joining us. Glad to see you here. We got a question that is theme park related, which I'm gonna have to defer to Steps.
Okay.
Steps, tell me what's up with the Cedar Point Six Flag merge. Is this good?
So the Cedar Fair, which is the parent company that was Cedar Point, was their flagship, roller coaster park. They also have Kings Island, Six Flags, or not Six Flags, sorry. They merged with Six Flags anyway, and they have a 51% share. So actually Cedar Fair had more shares in this deal. And the management of Cedar Fair took over. They only kept one board member from Six Flags. All the other employees that they kept on the board are all Cedar Fair employees, but they kept the Six Flags name. But when the merger went through yesterday, their new logo is the same logo as the Cedar Point logo, except it says Six Flags. So they made the Six Flags logo look like the Cedar Point logo. And so now they're all one company. They all have like 40 some amusement parks. It's insane. So if you go to a theme park, there's a good chance it's a Six Flags at this point. So there you go. But is it good? It's probably good for the Six Flags parks, because Cedar Fair had better management. I don't know what it's going to mean for the Cedar Fair parks, but I think also prices will go up.
Yeah, it looks like these new HyperMegaTechs are going to be available at Best Buy and Amazon. So these things are going to be everywhere. So that's cool. So big chains, Amazon and Best Buy will be carrying them. Of course, if you can get one now, Funstock has them, of course, too. I've been ordering a lot from this place in Canada. Yeah, y'all use that Video Games Plus, because all the cartridges are like way cheaper.
Yeah, but Funstock, they always get the exclusives.
Yeah.
I do think that black and red one looks pretty sweet. But
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
it
black
does.
and
that
red
one's
is
not
pretty
going to be
cool.
worth any money like the wood grain
Not
one
like
is.
the wood grain. I mean, people want to worship. They worship. Us Atari fans. We lived through the wood grain phase. Like we worship the wood grain. Like even my VCS is wood grain. I like it. I like the wood grain, but that's
Well,
because it's to me it has nostalgia because I lived through that horrible time known as the '70s. And everything was wood grain.
they could probably just
Mhm.
put like a logo on there. It's a special
Mhm.
edition and no other difference. And people would be wanting to buy the special
That is
edition.
true. That is true. The fact that it's
Nice.
limited.
The nice thing is I'll actually get this wood grain, unlike the last wood grain I pre-ordered that I'm still waiting on.
Uh,
That'll never happen.
When am I heading to Six Flags Mexico? I'm not.
leaving the country.
Europe will be the first place I go, other than Canada, probably.
So let's see. Is there anything you want to promote? You do some weekly videos or wars. Tell us a little bit about the videos. You did a really good video on the convention. Want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I just do random videos about gaming and collecting and rambling mostly. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, yeah. And I just want to point out, these two guys here, these two guys at the top, they have complete Evercade collections. You have every cartridge, everything in Evergrade, everything that Evercade has ever put out.
And every
I'm
console and every limited
I'm lower
edition form.
tier. After wait a minute, let me just see. I'm lower tier. But I'm only missing 5 cartridges now. I have every cartridge but 5. So I'm down to 5 last grails I need to collect.
Good
And
luck.
steps, we don't care, if you don't have all the cartridges, we know you're a super retro gamer. You're always telling me about retro games. I know I've played a bunch of retro games with you on the iArcade when it was online. So, and plus you've been doing some cool stuff. I saw you did a fighting game stream where you're playing Street Fighter.
I was playing Marvel Capcom or whatever when I got back. It was a very low tier stream. I just started streaming. I was like, whatever goes. It was very casual.
I do want to eventually do a stream with you where you beat me on every Street Fighter game ever made on the Evercadians. We could show all the games, and you could actually beat me in every Street Fighter game that there is on that new alpha coming out. So
yeah,
you ready for an invitation, a challenge?
I realized
let's see if
that
there's
I'm
some players that
probably
you're not
gonna
good
have
at.
to buy every Evercade cart that comes out going forward because everyone's gonna have it. So there you go. That's gonna be a thing. I'm not gonna go back and spend $200-$300 for Technos 1 or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm down to that. Those last 5 are going to be hard to collect, but I got a couple grails already, but those are going to be hard to collect.
That's the exact reason why I was just letting my friends know, look, if you want one of these things, just grab it today, because if you decide later on, when you see it sold out, that damn, I should have picked it up.
Yeah.
Then it's going to be on the secondary market.
And
people are going to be marking it up
all retro
2-3
gaming
times
stuff too. It's
price.
like doesn't necessarily mean the game was great. It just means it's out of print, right? Like some of the most valuable retro games, they're not great games, but they didn't make a lot of them. And when they ran out, that makes it collectible. So I mean, that's kind of the way it works with retro games. It's not necessarily the greatest games, but when you can't get them, that's when they start to become valuable, right? Look at that.
Nice.
Looking good.
Yeah.
Okay, so does anyone else have anything else to say? Because I'm going to send us out if not.
Friday night arcade show this Friday at 10:45 p.m. Might pop on and do something tomorrow night. I'm not sure yet, because tomorrow is kind of like another midweek Friday for me, since we're all off on July 4th. And I'm working on which you don't see a lot on my channel, but is actually one of my strong suits, is a lot of edited content. So I do have a whole series about the alpha, which will come out at some time. I am waiting for all of the videos to be done instead of just putting them out one at a time. I want to drop all 3 at once when they're done. But right now my time's being taken up with I already started work on my Too Many Games 4K footage.
Awesome.
Trying to make it an easy watch. You're just going to see a lot of stuff real fast, and I hope people enjoy it when I put it out.
Dude, you know what I want to see you do, if you can? at some point. Since the Shmup Junkie takes other people's videos and puts them on his channel now, I'd love to see you do like a Shmup video and submit it to him and then get it on his channel. That'd be great.
That would be cool.
Okay. So with that being said, of course, I'm on the show Arcade Talk. I think we're doing a show Thursday. I'm pretty sure, but if not, we'll be on the next week. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and as always, stay
legit.
Thank you. I figured you knew it. Take care. Peace.
Brad, man, since we were last on the show, you are now a proud owner of an Evercade VS Founders Edition.
I know. I'm an Evercadian now.
Wow. Welcome to the club.
Man, I'm loving it.